I'm about to expose the dark truth behind Donut Media and why all these other creators are leaving big automotive channels. And it all starts with who's really behind them. At face value, you may believe Donut Media is owned by Zach and Jeremiah because how often they were on the channel. But just like Donut Media, Car Throttle, and other channels like that, it's not owned by them. They're actually just the host of the channel, and it's actually owned by a media company. At first, it wasn't that big of a deal, even though in my opinion, I believe as a creator going into a job like that, it's always a job that you're supposed to outgrow probably within like a year or two, few years. You know, learn the skills, do what you gotta do, and then go do your own shit, which is kind of what they're doing. But they were kind of forced to do it now because of what happened in 2021. Donut Media was acquired by a bigger media company that, quite frankly, doesn't have no information about social media or cars, and they're kind of, you know, cocky assholes. I did see a video from a former employee at Donut Media. He was like one of like the creative directors or something of that nature. He said in his words something along the lines that when the suits, like he referenced these like businessmen as the suits or the people in the suits, he mentioned that the suits believed that the whole creative team was just stupid. Whenever they were pitching an idea to them, most of the time they weren't really understanding if it's a good idea or not, and just simply picked the cheaper option because
the new managers don't believe in us. I remember fighting against management to get a specific project made. It wasn't even mine. A director had an amazing idea, but it was going to cost more than a typical video. Management didn't want to fund something just because a couple of creatives said this is going to be huge, because honestly, the suits kind of treat us like we're idiots.
They're just trying to maximize revenue by lowering costs. Because of that, most of the team feels like they completely lost the creative control, and they low-key kind of did because the big businessmen stepped in, and I don't feel like they've ruined it instantly, because if it happened back in 2021 and now they're just leaving it, I'm sure this was like a slow overtime process when they just like took more and more control to the point that it was just unbearable and unreasonable to continue to work there. So the one dude who mentioned those things about the suits, he left, Zach left, Jeremiah left, they made their own channels. A lot of other people in other car channels are leaving for the same reason, because the same thing is happening when a big media company is owning these channels. They don't understand content. It's not always about, you know, thinking about it like a business. Like, yeah, sometimes it needs to be thought of like a business, but other times it's about connecting with your audience. You know, they don't really think about that.